Here we will talk about what is exports and import in React.js. As we know, React.js application is made up of multiple components, and during creation of those components, it will happen that every component has its own JavaScript file, and there this export and import functionality will be very helpful. So let's see this export and import functionality with some examples. Let's say we have one component or one JavaScript file named as person.js, and it has one person object, and if I want to get this object from this person.js file to another file, let's say it has one parent file. So if I want to consume this person.js file's object, so I will export this person object using the export keyword. So export is nothing but, as the name itself is saying, that export is nothing but we are sending something from here. So using this export keyword, we will export this person object from person.js file to some other file where we will import this person object. Let's see one another example. Let's suppose we again have one another JavaScript file where we have declared one arrow function named as clean and constant variable named as base data, which is having value of 10, and we want to send this arrow function as well as this constant variable to some other JavaScript file. For that we have given here an export keyword here. So now let's say we have our parent JavaScript file where we want to consume all these objects, or we can say variable, or this arrow function. So here we have used this import keyword. So using this import keyword, we can import, or we can say get the exported object or any constant variable or a function into our parent JavaScript file. As you can see here, we have imported our default object from person.js file to the app.js file using the import keyword. After that, the object name person and from person.js file. Here you can see after export keyword, we have set person object as a default export. So default export is nothing but we can import that object or function by giving any name to that object where we are importing that object. Like here you can see we have imported the person object inside the app.js file by using this person name, as well as we can import this by giving a different name to our import statement. Okay. So as you can see here, we have imported our default export object by giving the same name as we have in our person.js files, or also we can give a different name as we have given here PRS. So both is valid, but only thing we have to take care that one component can have only one default export. We cannot have multiple default export for one single component. So as we have a default export in person.js file, but in utility.js file we have a name export. That means we don't have a default export in utility.js file. So to import the object from utility.js file, we have to maintain the same name. We have to maintain the same name for our objects or function or any variable in both the import and export statements. As you can see here, we have exported our constant variable base data, and we have imported that constant variable inside our app.js. So I have given the same name as base data, but inside the curly braces, right? And also it is same for our arrow function, which is of name clean. So we have maintained the same name in our import statement, that is clean. So as I said, one component can only have one export default. As you can see here, person.js file can only have a single default export. And if we have a default export, so we can give any name inside our import statement. But this is not true for our name export, that we have to maintain the same name that we have in our export component. And same for any variable that we have to maintain the same name in both the import and export statement. So now let's more deep dive into the export and import. And as I said, one component can have a single default export, and we can give any name of our choice into the import statement. Like here we have given person, and in another statement we have given PRS. And then we have our name export, where we have to maintain the same name in both the components. Like here we have given a UTL. But let's say if we want to use some another name to our imported object, so we can use the alias to our imported objects using this as keyword. Here you can see UTL is changed to utility using this as keyword, and it is imported from utility.js. And let's suppose if I want to import all the exported objects or functions or variable inside our parent component, then we can use this asterisk sign, and then we will alias all those exported objects using as keyword. So here you can see we have imported all the components object using this asterisk sign, and we will use the as keyword, and we will give name to those objects as bundle here. So with this all, we came up to the end of this video. If you watched till here, and if you are new to this channel, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon, and let's we all learn together. Thank you.